Whoop whoop, hey guys, it's WormConnell007 here, and we're going to have a look at Kirolen and see exactly what it gets, how potentially to run it, and see what's the best way to work it. So let's dive into it. Before I do, guys, just to remind you to like, subscribe, and also comment. There's about 3 or 4 different ways to run this, so everyone's going to have their own way of doing it. So first of all, I want to get into it. It is a pure ancient type. What that means is metal, light, and ancient will hit you for ×2. On the other side, you do have resistances there. You can resist against plant, against fire, against water, electric, and spirit. So it is a good typing, to be honest with you. Currently here at the moment, what I would recommend is either the following. I would recommend Brawny Nimble. I would recommend very Brawny, dropping the melee defense. No, not melee defense, sorry. Very Brawny with the drop on range attack, so clumsy. And the drop on range defense as well. If you're going to run very Brawny. You could run very Nimble as a mixed set, but even if you're going to potentially run a mix set, I would just drop maybe your range defense rather than dropping your range attack as well. So I'm going to get into it. Let's look at its base stats first of all. Health 78, which is okay. Energy's 83. To be honest with you, the melee moves on this thing are really low cost. You could probably get away with 0 energy investment, to be honest with you. The melee attack's 137, which is a complete beast, to be honest with you. Its melee defense is 69, so it's not the greatest. Its range attack is 73. It's alright. Its range defense is 53, which is tragic. And its speed is 82, which is a really competitive speed tier. So when you think about it, kind of its speed tier, you need to run Nimble for Valkyrie, okay? If you don't run Nimble, if you go to very Brawny, you need to bank on probably using Stretch to give yourself a decent run at it, because there are so many threats around you. You've got Namori, whose base speed is far faster. Namori does some proper damage to the Kirolen, to be honest with you guys. Luxor just floors this thing. You've also got Protagon, which is a huge threat that's a lot faster. You also have, those are the 3 main ones if I remember. Zulon as well, because of its speed tier. So like Stretch for a move, if you can get a Stretch away with Kirolen, you could be up and away, to be honest with you. Territorial is the ability you will get if you evolve Guardian. Okay. If you evolve from Apprehension on Vari, you will get Hasty. Okay. Territorial has its ups and downs, the same with Hasty. So with Territorial, you do need to look at the gender of your Loomian. So if you go against another male, you get a 25% boost. If you go up against another female, if you go up against a female as a male, you get a 25% reduction. And the same, vice versa, flip that around. The good thing about Territorial is it does not affect your accuracy of your moves, which is really important for Kirolen. If you look at Hasty, for instance, Hasty will increase your melee attack, but it drops your accuracy by 20%. So what will happen is all these 100% accuracy moves now then become 80% accuracy, which ultimately will lose you games. You've seen it time and time with Setamars, for instance, that runs Hasty. It misses a move, you've lost a game. So both of them have kind of a bit of a coin toss in terms of in terms of risk, to be honest with you. The secret ability is Devious, which ignores abilities and can actually, it can actually still hit them, except for it doesn't affect on resilience or sharp edges. So as an example, it'll bypass the clips with total eclipse. The only Loomian that has that at the moment is Garlash, if I remember. So something like that is pretty good. So it is interesting. The thing you need to remember though is base speed wise, Eclipse is still faster than you, to be honest with you. Moves wise, Stretch is really good, I think, in this, because if you run Nimble, you only need 136 speed investment to outspeed very nimble Protogon, or not Protogon, very nimble Zulong. If you run very brawny, you need to run it at, I think it's 156, a +1. Let me just check. Very brawny. And yeah, outspeed it. Let me double check. Very nimble Zulong. Here. Yeah, so if you're running very brawny with a stretch, you need to invest 'Doesn't outspeed it. So very brawny will not outspeed Zulong. Very nimble Zulong. What about nimble Zulong? Yeah, you can outspeed a nimble Zulong. What about Gobademic? Gobademic. Go nimble. 200. Yeah, so you outspeed Gobademic. You need to invest 168. So 168 speed TPs and +1 will outspeed your nimble Gobademic at very brawny, but you can't outspeed very nimble Zulong, so it's interesting to know that. So very nimble Zulong is also going to be threatening you here, unless you get a second stretch away. Move wise, it does get quite a lot of different moves here, to be honest with you. So Adaptive Assault is really good, okay, for a couple of reasons. Its secondary effect can give you a melee attack increase. If you hit that and you get that melee attack increase, well, then you're going to absolutely just smash everything, to be honest with you. The other bit there for you is Adaptive Assault, its power 75. Primal Slash's power is 80, but there is a difference. Primal Slash's energy cost is 45, Adaptive is 35. So for the sake of 5 strength, you're actually probably better running Adaptive Assault. They both have 100% accuracy as well. And here, obviously I put Fire Slam in because Stratosaur, you know, if you get a strat swap in, you can hit him, and you can hit him good. So definitely worthwhile running that. Body Slam on this is because Nomori exists. If you can see a Nomori switching, then it is worthwhile hitting. Now, if you wanted to mix up the melee moves, it does have access to Rough Up as well. So you could swap Body Slam for Rough Up. You could also put in Quick Punch there if you want to have a priority move. It's down to you. Support wise, it does get access to Power Focus. If you can get a Power Focus off a +1, you're going to be doing big boy damage, but you're better just using Adaptive Assault. Take the chip, and if you get that +1, happy days. Scapegoat is there. If you want to run a Scapegoat set, I would say to you, you can also run Rejuvenate as a move manual. You do get Ill Will, which is an interesting one, because a lot of people use Barbs. So you could use Ill Will instead of Body Slam. But at the same time, do you really want to do that? Range side, now here's where it gives me a bit of food for thought. On the range side, it does get access to Shrewd Blast, which would be perfect for Resilient Subsidiagon on a mix set. At the same time, do you want to run a mix set? You know, it does also get Fire Breath as well, but you could run a melee set and throw Shrewd Blast on if you start finding that you're getting walled by Obsidian flat out. Pointless moves, it gets Headbutt, You're not going to use that. And what else? By rallying, you can get bait for 2v2s. Also gets dawdle, strike, and dodge as well. So for me, what I would suggest to you here is, if you're going to run power cuffs, you need to keep an eye on your energy. Okay, you need to keep your eye on your energy. So for example, if you're running power cuffs on this thing, your adaptive assault becomes 44 energy. Okay, so even if you look at it, if you wanted to run 44 times 5, you need 220 energy. So you could get away with power cuffs on that as well, without even any energy investment. So you could actually even mess about and put everything into your health TPs, to be honest with you. So for me, you gotta kind of consider the ability here. If you're gonna run territorial, you need to see what they're swapping in against. If you're gonna run hasty, you gotta be aware that you are potentially going to be missing moves, and that's going to cost you games. But at the same time, that damage outlay is going to be worth it. Thinking about it, the best option, if you can, would probably be running secret ability with devious, because then, you know, it's good because the fact that it doesn't affect your accuracy, it doesn't affect your power either way. I'm gonna say I can bypass, you know, other abilities, but then when I was thinking about total eclipse, is not using any dark or light moves, so it doesn't really matter. So thinking about it, just to have that kind of level field, you can. Otherwise, we're doing a coin toss game here. So for me, I'm probably going to end up running hasty. I'm going to try both sets, obviously, just to see how I get on, to be honest with you. But I think that running both sets would probably see which one's better. I might even run devious to see which one's better, and just to see what sort of outlay we can potentially do. So thinking about that then, now we know what Kirolen can potentially do in terms of running its sets. How do you build a team around it? Well, think about it. If you're getting light types that are going to hit you, a metal type would come in really well. You've got the likes of Protagon, you've got Tyrex, to an extent you've also got Guardrone that you could potentially bring in, especially if people are going to try and hit you on the range side. Guardrone's got big range defense there as well. By the way, I forgot to say, it gets rough up for bug types as well, so it is also an option instead of body slam. Namori comes in nice because if you have people coming in that are bringing in Garbantus, as an example, you've got people who can come in, they can use Garbantus to take a melee hit. Namori comes in there nicely. After that, you could, I'm trying to think what else people are potentially going to run on you. Luminami could be a hard one to get by, because if somebody's potentially running robust smart and they're running gamma pulse on you, well, yeah, you might hit it. But Luminami cause a bit of a threat to you, to be honest with you. So it is something that for a Luminami set, you could potentially go robust smart, and run rejuvenate on awakening with gamma pulse. It's something worthwhile looking at. Other things that are going to threaten you, you hit Diborg pretty hard, to be honest with you. You'll break through Diborg's tank and you'll probably get him twice, unless he's ran very robust, which could be something that could potentially happen as well. Diborg's also an option in terms of running a tank Diborg, which has decent range defenses. Could be complementary to running Kirolen as well. So I should just rename him Kylo Ren So thinking about your team, think about, you know, what is going to be the best way for you to run it. Do you want to miss hits? Do you want to run a risk of territorial, getting that boost or that drop? Do you want to run hasty and miss attacks? Or do you want to run devious, get that secret ability, and see exactly what you can do? So there is options. Let me know in the comment section below how you're going to run it. Let me know what you think is probably the best way to run it and the best moveset, and hopefully we can do that. But I hope that helps you out, guys. I hope that gives you a bit of insight on kind of my thoughts on it. I said, you know, you could swap this here for rough up, run fire slam adaptive. Fire slam's there for your metal types. This is going to hit most round. Your rough up could come in and hit your bug types. Body slam really is there for Namori as well. So stretch, power focus, scapegoat, rejuvenate are kind of your support moves. So have an idea of what you want to do, guys. So I'm going to leave it off there. I look forward to every idiot who has skipped to the set. They have not even looked at it and went, why you run a territorial? Again, guys, I'm going to be having probably both types made already. So I'm going to leave it off there. I'm going to say whoop whoop. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section how you're going to run it. And I say hopefully in the next couple of videos, I'll get a few battles and show you exactly what it's all about. Bye, guys.